Hey guys, this is Hazel Lucia Tarot, and I'm Stephanie, and I'm here with another reading for you about what makes you beautiful. Now, everybody's beautiful in their own unique way, but we're really going to focus on what it is people find just absolutely stunning about you, whether it's inside, outside, or just your overall energy. And I have 3 piles here for you today, and they're all rose quartz, so just choose whichever rose quartz shape or crystal is resonating with you. We have pile 1, this cute little heart with datura. Pile 2 with pimpernel in this little square cube looking rose quartz. And number 3 with birch in this freeform rose quartz. So take a few deep breaths, hone into your heart, choose your pile, and I'll be ready for you when you are. Hey there, pile 1. If you chose the heart-shaped rose quartz and the datura card, this is your reading. We're going to start with an energy check to see how people perceive your beauty and what exactly it is that makes you beautiful. This is also messages from spirit about your beauty. So we'll figure out where those messages are coming from, but we're going to talk first about datura or datura. I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced, but what I got from this is that it is an herb, a flower, plant, about walking between 2 worlds, of being of 2 worlds. So I'm getting a sense that you're somebody who probably, I'm not thinking double life, more like you know how to go from one thing to another. Like you transform flawlessly from one energy to another energy, and it's still very much you. But you may be somebody who code switches a lot. Maybe you are of multiple ethnic backgrounds or cultures. So I'm getting a sense that your beauty is that you have a multitude to you. You have all these different facets of you. I'm getting in my mind a crystal, a gem with so many sides, kind of like, well, let me show you since I have this rose quartz point. Lots of rose quartz here today. We're very much focusing on self-love and beauty. But it's beautiful no matter what side you are looking at or on. And sometimes, like, some sides may be more saturated in color than others, and sometimes there's like rainbows. So regardless of what side people look at you, you are beautiful from all angles, from whatever part of yourself you're shining from. So that's what I'm getting from the card you chose. We're going to go on to the oracles to see how it is how your beauty shines. And we have rescuer. Light attributes: provide strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Shadow attributes: assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. We have divine feminine, magnetic, receptive power. Lakshmi, bright future. Stop worrying, everything is going to be fine. I think she's also the goddess of wealth, if I'm not mistaken. And Sophia. Somebody may be named Sophia here. Divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. Somebody may also have Lakshmi in their name. I'm thinking of like Padma Lakshmi. I think that's her last name. So if any of these resonate, this is your reading. We're going to start with rescuer here. I get the sense you're very much somebody people come to when they're in trouble, or when they just need some help or guidance or advice. You may also love to help people. You may work in an animal rescue, or you may work in like a shelter or maybe a hospital, somewhere where you're helping people. You could also be an energy healer, or maybe do some Reiki, something where you help people in distress. And this is just one of the ways that you come off very lovely to people, is that you provide something for the world, for them to really get them up on their feet and flourish. With divine feminine, you're very much in your feminine energy, and you're not afraid to really be in it. We have the number 7 here, if that's of any resonance to anybody. And actually, this is a 52, and when you add 5 plus 2, it becomes 7. So 7 might be an important number. In numerology, it's a number of spirituality and going within to be meditative, contemplative. So you're probably very connected to energy and source. My address, the numbers, they trickle down to 7 as well. So I have a 7 house. And maybe also the 7th house is of importance to you. Maybe you have a very full 7th house, which would be the house of relationships and partnerships. So maybe you play a big role in a lot of people's lives. With Lakshmi and with this Divine Feminine card, you probably glow. There's probably something very glowy about you. Also, I'm thinking golden. You might come off as wealthy, or at least very abundant to your people, to the people who find you beautiful. I'm also seeing long flowy hair, just because all the women in these cards have long hair, whether it's dark or blonde or whatever color it may be. So people may really love your hair. With bright future, stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. There probably is a very abundant, prosperous future, pile 1. And this may just add to your beauty. When people come into money, suddenly they're able to, afford more beauty things like makeup, skincare. They may afford to be able to go to the gym more often, or have a subscription to the gym, or be able to hire a personal trainer. So really, money does bring in beauty. Because let's say, so you can afford more procedures to keep yourself beautiful, to bring out your physical beauty, and because you're just more relaxed and you're always constantly stressed out. You get more wrinkles, you don't sleep as well, you're maybe not being nourished in a way that you should be. So whatever abundance is awaiting you in your future will help towards your outer beauty. But that inner beauty that everybody sees, which I believe you do have, is very much there. Even with this card, Sophia, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence, you're probably very, very smart, pile 1, and your intelligence is part of your beauty. Because it's one thing to just be a pretty face, but when that pretty face is also somebody who can think for themselves, who has their own ideas, who is able to put those ideas to work and just really make all these amazing decisions and choices and really build this life for themselves, it's very hypnotizing to see. And I think that's part of what makes you very magnetic. You're very much somebody who people are drawn to. You don't go out looking for people. And even if you do, I don't think it'd be too hard for you to, but people are just drawn to you, pile 1. You probably look very good in either pinks and blues or yellows, like yellows and gold, or maybe all 3 of them, like a pink, yellow, gold color combination. You might want to try that out. I'm also seeing navy, so maybe navy is a power color for you. But you're very beautiful in the way you shine and the way you are really there for the world. Again, we spoke about how you can go from one energy to another. I'm also seeing this as like, I'm thinking of Day to Night Barbie, where when she goes to work, she's in her work uniform or outfit or whatever she wears, and you just look gorgeous in that. But you can also equally look gorgeous in the evening in your evening wear. Or if you're going out on a date, you probably know how to wow and stun people. You probably also have very lovely hands, because hands are in all of these cards. This lady is holding onto this, the life, I forget what this is called, but the little light, the thing that they throw out to save people. And then there's light coming from this lady's hands, and then Lakshmi has her palms up, and I think those are lotuses that are in her palms, because lotus, I want to say, is one of her flowers. And then of course the datura, the hands holding out for each other. So you probably have very beautiful hands, pile 1, and people may notice that. But we're going to move on with your tarot to see what is so beautiful about you, even though we're already seeing exactly how people perceive you to be lovely. We're going to be using Tarot of the Divine. I feel like I don't use this one enough, and it's my favorite. And we're going to be doing a top row, and then the bottom row will be the clarifier. I decided to use one tarot deck today. So, what makes pile 1 beautiful? The Hanged Man, Queen of Wands, Page of Swords, 3 of Coins, and 10 of Swords. To clarify the Hanged Man, we have 5 of Coins, the Emperor, the Sun, Ra, 2 of Swords, and 6 of Cups. Yeah, I'm still getting that long hair just because there's long hair in a lot of these cards with this lady, Pele here, and this hair. And even the Emperor has a long mane and back there. So regardless of your gender, you probably have very beautiful hair. And this may be like a trademark you have. Maybe that's what you're known for. People always going about your long hair, or they comment on it a lot. So we're going to start with the Hanged Man. And this is Sleeping Beauty. So you may like to sleep. You may really value your beauty sleep. And if this is the case, by all means, keep doing that, because sleep is very important. We all need to rest, because I even did mention that, I think, earlier on, about how sleep really helps us maintain, you know, good skin. It keeps the eyes looking young and fresh, and it also just gives us more energy. But with the Hangman, we're getting somebody who, to me, it's a shift in perspective. So this could also be that shift in how, no matter what your situation or where you are, or you just shine and look beautiful regardless. And as I'm saying this, my candle is like going crazy. It looks really bright. But yeah, this may be you. With the 5 of Coins, you probably were not always this way. There may have been a time when you could not, for the life of you, see your beauty, despite the fact that it was always there. I'm seeing these coins as every facet of your beauty. And you may have only seen like maybe a glimpse of it, like this little flame. She's holding up a match. This is the little matchstick girl. It's a very sad fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen, if you guys ever want to read up on it. But basically, this little last match fades away, and at some point you may have thought, oh, maybe I'm just destined to be ugly or something like that, which is ridiculous, pile 1. You have so much beauty to you, and at some point something switched and you were able to finally see it, like you were able to acknowledge it. So not only are you beautiful, you also understand that you are. Like, you look in the mirror and you like what you see. And if you don't feel that way right now, you definitely will in the future, pile 1. And if for some reason you still don't, I'm here to tell you, you are beautiful. Very much so. With Queen of Wands, confidence is something that you've probably had to build, because she looks like she's working really hard at mustering up this confidence, especially with this volcano here. Think about how a volcano is formed. It starts at the very, very core of the earth, and it has to build up all this land and eventually this mountain with a very molten core. So this beauty is something that you worked hard for, either in maintaining your appearance, in really, really honing in on that heart chakra, that self-love core that, you know, helps us see us for who we are, the beauty of who we are. With the Emperor, you've had to, again, control this. It's funny how they're both holding onto something. I'm not sure what this is. I want to say it's like a pole that you dance with. I'm not sure. If anyone knows what Pele is holding onto here, let me know. And I want to say that's her name too, Pele. I might be saying it wrong. But the Emperor here, the Emperor is somebody who knows where they stand. So you've really had to accept your beauty and accept your looks for what they are and really work with them. So, and I'm really thinking about outer beauty, of course, because your inner beauty, it just shines. Look at all these cards with how much they're shining. The Emperor and the Sun here. And even Sleeping Beauty just looks like she's golden, how she's resting on her pillow. Pele, and even the Moon here. It's crescent, but it's shining. Your aura, your spirit is very beautiful, but the outer beauty is what you really had to work with. With the Page of Swords here, it's funny. I love how she looks like she has an idea, and that's a little bird on her hand. Again, with the hands, you probably have very beautiful hands. But with the Sun, it's like you went through a dark night of the soul relating to your looks. Maybe you came from a background where you were constantly being told that, oh, well, you don't you're not pretty, you're not beautiful, etc., etc. And if this is the case, then I'm very sorry, pile one, that you've had to go through that. No one should ever tell anybody that, especially not as a child, because I get the feeling this has probably been ingrained to you since you were very, very young, which is very unfortunate because you're very much not. With the Emperor and the Sun, you really gained just absolute confidence in your looks and in your outer appearance. This could also be like maybe you were just an awkward kid or a teenager. Like maybe you had braces and glasses and, you know, just everything that makes a teenager look even more awkward than they already feel. Maybe puberty really just made you feel very not in your skin. And I'm here to tell you that you've very much overcome that. I think some people, as they get older, they just get better looking because they're blessed with that ability or those genes. And you very much give me this in here, pile one. You may have a lot of masculine energy, but sometimes it's those masculine things, that blend of feminine and masculine, that can make us very, very appealing, very ethereal looking. Like when you look at models on the runway, you'll see them with very sharp cheekbones. They'll be very tall. They have very broad shoulders. And these are all considered masculine things. But really, that's part of what makes them, you know, very, very gorgeous and very appealing to look at. It's what makes them beautiful. With the Three of Coins and the Two of Swords, again, you've had to work a lot to look the way you are. And I'm seeing these as the bullies who said, for whatever stupid reason, that you are not beautiful or pretty. And this is you going, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I know what I look like. But deep down, it's like, well, I'm not sure. You've probably had your doubts, pile one, of what it is you look like. Like even with all this confidence, there are probably still certain days or certain nights, because this is a night sky, that you question if you're, you know, if you're beautiful enough both in and out. And the truth is you are. You very much are, because you're aware of how far you've come, of how much you've progressed, both on the outside and in. With the Ten of Swords here, you've had to overcome a lot of anxieties when it comes to your looks. And maybe sometimes they still pop up, but the truth is you now have these people who want to look at this person giving this child these flowers. It's like you're nourishing that inner child that had to live with this fear that they were going to be ugly forever. Not that you ever were, but that's probably how you felt. But now people are expressing how lovely you are and how you shine, how you radiate, how they love your hair, your looks, your face, your clothes. They're just giving you all these compliments, and that's signified here by this cup full of flowers for you. So you're getting both inner and outer validation that you're just a beautiful person, pile one. It's funny, I was here to see in which ways you were beautiful, but I feel like I'm having to convince you that you are. And you very much are. It all comes from within, and it's solidified by the outside, which is just so gorgeous. So we're going to go into our advice cards and any last messages from Spirit that you may need to hear. We have the Work Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell, and some tea leaves. So we have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. And no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. Let's get one more card. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? There's probably a very otherworldly beauty to you as well. Like I said before, that masculine and feminine blend together, you might have a bit of an androgynous look to you, which is always great because androgynous people always tend to look surreal and otherworldly. Think of like people with very unique, interesting faces, and you probably have this too. You may have certain features that just not a lot of people have. With no, I'm getting that just say no to the doubt. because that's what this feels like. It feels like inner turmoil. Say no to anything that makes you feel less than. Say no to anything that makes you feel like you're not beautiful, like you're not in your best light. With Priestess, you're probably a light worker or an intuitive. So you know how to tap into that. And that's another part of what makes you beautiful. All right, some tea leaves. We have chain of events that will affect your life, and work, achievement, success, and horseshoe, good luck. Oh, it's funny, the sun came out as soon as I place these down. So yeah, you're breaking that chain of negativity. You're breaking that chain of self-doubt, negative self-talk about your looks, and probably also about your inner self. There may have been people in your past that made you feel like you were ugly on the inside too. Maybe for ways that you lashed out, that you used to be, but you're definitely out of this now. Through work and success, you've been able to just get out of this energy that really made you feel like you weren't worthy of love, that you weren't worthy of loving even yourself. With horseshoe, you just are blessed with a lot of good luck, pile one, and I think that this definitely includes your good looks. Maybe as you've gotten older or in a better space, you've noticed that you're actually blessed with some very beautiful features. I'm seeing the face. I spoke about the hands earlier, and maybe just even the way you move and the way you carry yourself. You're probably blessed with a lot of strength. And that is all I have for you today, pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read your energy. If you like this, go ahead, comment, and maybe even subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello there, pile two. If you chose this little cubic, rectangular looking rose quartz, we have your reading here for you today. You got the Pimpernel card, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Pimpernel. From what I read, this flower is one that's able to predict the outcomes of the day. So if like the flower is closed at noon and stays closed, there may be rain. If it stays open, there might be sun. So, and then you see the compass here with the sense of direction. I think it also moves in the direction of the sun, which a lot of plants do. You may be somebody who is very sure of where you're going. You may also have a bit of a very strong intuitive sense. You may be very close to nature. And I'm also seeing very symmetrical features. You may have like a round face. You may have some naturally rosy or red lips. And very distinct, unique eyes. I'm seeing very either large eyes or almond-shaped eyes. But either way, they're very beautiful eyes. I don't know why I got that right away, but that's the card you chose. We're going to do an energy check on the rest of it, and if it still resonates, we're going to move on with your reading about what makes you beautiful, or how you're beautiful, because you already are beautiful. We have Liberator. Light attributes: freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Shadow attributes: imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. We have brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, personal power. Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do, trust your inner wisdom, and take appropriate action without delay. And you got 2 Rose Oracle cards. The Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, and harmony. And let's do this. Open, say yes, expand through the extremes, trust life. Okay, can I say you're probably a very powerful person, pile 2. Just because of Liberator and brilliant beliefs, I love how they mirror each other. They even look almost the same with the blue and the gold. They're both holding this beacon, this little light, and I think even their skin tone is the same. You may have dark skin, or I'm seeing like light brown skin. So depending on what your ethnicity is, that may be light or dark for you. But I'm seeing a very strong face as well. They all have very strong faces. They're turned to the side. Your side profile might be very gorgeous. You might have, you might like to wear your hair up, because they all have their hair up. Like she's got a little half bun. She's got a bandana. and she's got a helmet, but still it's up, I'm sure, in there. And even in this card, you see the side, well, the underside of the face. So you may just have a very gorgeous side profile, pile 2. With Liberator, one thing that really makes you stand out is your ability to take charge and take lead. You probably lead a lot of people. You may be a CEO, a manager, somebody who really leads people, even Athena, because she is the goddess of war strategy. You are probably very intelligent. That's probably how you got to the position where you are. And that's part of what makes you really shine. Maybe wherever you work, you just dress amazing. You probably dress impeccably, especially if you are a manager, where you can dress very professionally, but also with your style. I'm seeing a woman who is just, you know, hair done, makeup on point, nails done, got the high heels on when she can get away with them. Like even the jewelry just standing out, because she's got this necklace right here. I say high heels, but you probably bring a pair of flats with you because your feet get tired every now and then. But yeah, I'm just seeing somebody who is just, your looks are, you're always serving looks. Let's just put it that way. But what really makes you stand out is your intelligence, especially here with Athena. People probably don't assume you're as smart as you are until you start speaking. I'm also getting that because of all the blue. I'm getting throat chakra. I'm getting somebody who is an amazing orator. You probably speak in a way that is very impactful, very profound. You probably have a very, very comprehensive vocabulary. I'm getting that. You may have like, you may be one of those people who has like a word of the day and it's always going to be like some big word that nobody's heard about, but you like to keep that mental exercise in your head going, so you make sure to like read up on words that you don't know, or maybe certain things you don't know about. With Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony, you probably make it a point to keep people around you that you really harmonize with. You may put a lot of importance into your personal relationships and your romantic relationships, because you're not going to have anybody in your life that's going to bring you down or keep you back or hold you back. You're not going to be around I don't want to say dumb people, but you're not going to be around somebody who isn't mentally a match for you, or even more so. Like, you know, you want that mental stimulation with somebody. You don't want to have boring conversations. You don't want small talk. You want to be able to have deep, profound conversations, because you're just, it's almost like your intellect reflects your outer self. Like, you know what you're about. You're just as smart as you are beautiful, basically. Pile 2. With open, say yes, expand your extremes, trust life. You've probably had to go through a lot to get to where you are, and some people may not even see that. But once they hear your story, it's just another layer of beauty that is added onto you. It's like, wow, I can't believe she's overcome this. I can't believe she's gone through this. I would have never believed that this used to be her life, and now she's here. So yeah, it's this. Your beauty is all around an inspiration, pile 2. Just a few numbers I'm getting. We get 45 and 12. This reduces to 9, and this reduces to 3. And those are all divisible by 3. Let's see. Yeah, this is all I'm getting from this. I love how there's light in all of these. So you probably really bring a light to your workspace, because I really do believe you probably lead a group, or you're a manager of something where you lead people and you take control. So you bring a light to everything, including the problems that you're trying to solve, because you do solve problems. Athena assures that you do. But also your own personal problems. You've probably put that behind you, and you focus on the now and in the future. So if this sounds like you, we're going to go into the tarot and see what else we can get from this. But wow, such an inspiration, pile 2. We're going to use the Tarot of the Divine, and I'm going to use the same deck to clarify itself. So we have the Moon, we have Knight of Cups, 10 of Cups, Knight of Coins, and 5 of Cups. And then to clarify the Moon, we have Ace of Wands, Ten of Swords, Two of Wands. Oh, okay, we get two. Queen of Wands, Nine of Cups. Queen of Wands also came up in pile 1 if you're drawn to that as well. And for the Five of Cups, we have the Sun. Again, that also came up in pile 1. So if you were drawn to that, you may have some messages for you in there. So with the Moon, you're a highly intuitive person. You probably rely on your intuition more than you would like to let people know, especially for work situations that aren't really like spirit-based. Even though you probably are very spirit-based, you don't allow people to see that side of you just because you know when and when not to release that information to people. With Ace of Wands, you probably use your intuition to inspire a lot of your decisions, your plans, what have you. But again, like I said, you probably don't let a lot of people know this because the Moon is a card about secrets. With the Knight of Cups, and even with the Knight of Coins here, something tells me you've had a lot of suitors. You probably either dated quite a bit, or even if you are in a relationship, you still have people pursue you. Like, you have a lot of admirers piled too. A lot of admirers, but something tells me that you're probably already in a very happy, content relationship. Or if you're not, you are already happy and content by yourself. That's what I get from the Ten of Cups. Just because that sense of emotional fulfillment comes from within yourself. You don't need anybody outside to make you feel happy. But just in case you do, there's plenty of people to pick from. With the Ten of Swords, again, I said you probably came from a background that people would not have thought of. Or you probably have had a lot of anxieties, a lot of self-doubts, and people are surprised because you come off so confident. With the Queen of Wands and the Sun, you're very much confident. But the truth is, at some point, with the Five and Ten of Swords here, you've suffered quite a bit. Or you may also have maybe some mental health issues that you I don't want to say currently, but that you've had to have gone through. Or maybe you may see a therapist, you may take medication for this, and people will not suspect that of you because you hide it so well under this guise of confidence, under this guise of just being so well put together. With the Two of Wands here, I'm seeing somebody who's able to see both sides of the situation before they proceed forward. So yeah, a lot of mental activity here that's coming through, even though there's not a lot of swords, just this. With the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Wands, like I've said, you have a lot of emotional fulfillment already. And if you do have a partner, they are very much somebody who is able to bring out more of that confidence, more of that inner glow about you, that intuitiveness, that overall sense of well-being. Because like I said, you need somebody who is your match, who is your equal, if not maybe even better. Because you're not going to be with anybody who is, I don't want to say below you, because you probably don't, it just sounds mean, but you're not going to be with anybody who doesn't meet that same energy that you bring to the table, pile 2. With the Five of Cups and the Sun here, you may at some point let people know what it is that you've been through. And this could be a source of inspiration for them. It's like, well, if she could get out of that, then I can too. And the sun is shining so bright as I'm saying this. You may find yourself to learn how to lead people through a bit of, through humbling yourself and in telling your story. Maybe it makes people love you even more. And there's a beauty to being able to tell your story and not let it affect you the way it used to, and not let it bring you down. There's a beauty in telling your story and allowing people to flourish themselves. This also, especially in this deck, because this is La Llorona. She's a Mexican folktale, I think a Latin American folktale in general, of a woman who drowned her children because of a man who left her. But the way I'm interpreting that now in modern day is a miscarriage. So So you may have gone through a miscarriage, because in the 10 of Cups, you see how they have this child and they're happy. You may have children now and that make you really happy and fulfilled. But the 5 of Cups makes me think that maybe at some point you lost a baby, or lost something that just made you feel like you would never be able to recover from it. And this story of perseverance and really coming out of that depression is able to give people a lot of strength, and it just adds to your beauty that you are so resilient and so powerful, and just so, it's very inspiring. And this inspiration you give people is just beauty incarnate, pile 2. You have had to go through so much, and right now my own heart is just aching for you. This might also be how you feel. I'm so sorry you've had to go through that, but you're beautiful regardless. Because after every dark night, we have the sun. This is funny. This is something else that pile 1 had in it. But then again, this is the Tarot of the Divine, and there's a lot of sun and moon imagery in this. But yeah, you have a very full and beautiful life. And I think that's part of what adds to the beauty of you, is the fact that you know how to make your life fulfilling and beautiful and lovely, and that you're surrounded with the right people, with the right partner. Because even though you can thrive on your own, when you have the right partner, you can take on the world and build empires. And this is all I have for the tarot. We're going to go on to your advice cards. So we have some tea leaves and the Work Your Light Oracle. We're going to start with that one. We have Take a Break, Life's Work, Not a Season. A Life's Work, Not a Season. Get Off the Treadmill. And Unbound, Releasing Soul Patterns, Contracts, and Past Lives. And then for your tea leaves, we have Angel, Spiritual Guidance, Protection from Harm. Ear, Good News. And Leg, Stepping into a New Experience. You may have gorgeous legs, pile 2, which is always great to have. The Take a Break and Unbound, something tells me that as hard as you work, it may benefit you to have a bit more leisure time. Maybe take a few more vacations. Or with Get Off the Treadmill, I'm also thinking maybe take it easy at the gym as well. You may be prone to overwork yourself. Maybe you take a lot of your emotional frustration out at the gym, and this is letting you know that you need to release soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. You really need to focus in on your mental health, because you are such a intelligent, smart person, and there's been studies on this. Sometimes smarter people tend to, they're more prone to be depressed because they see the reality of everything. But I think it's more because they're always in their head and refuse to just live in the moment. And I think that's what these 2 cards are trying to tell you. Take a break from work, from life, from the gym, and let go of things that no longer serve you. And it's funny that these both have moons, and I know this deck is full of moon imagery, but maybe you would benefit from being outside a little bit more. With Angel, you probably are surrounded by protective guardian angels, and probably spirit guides as well. They're very protective of you right now. If you were one of the people who did lose a child or had a miscarriage, that soul may still be around you as a protective guardian. So if you ever feel this, then by all means listen to them, because they probably have a lot of advice to offer you, and probably also a lot of love. Another thing, you may also have good ears. You may have very nice ears. Maybe you wear like really, really great earrings or something, or maybe you have like multiple piercings and people just think it looks really good on you. Because not everybody can pull off that multiple piercing look. But I don't know, maybe you do. And again, legs, because I did say you wear high heels, but I don't know, legs and feet are probably very important to you, pile 2. You could also be a really great listener. And despite the fact that you are somebody who is in charge and takes lead and control, maybe the fact that you also know how to listen to people so well is part of what makes you even more beautiful. Like maybe this is just part of what people really like about you and makes you attractive. And this is all I am getting for you, Pio 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you and for being in this energy. You continue being your beautiful self, and if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if any of this resonated, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello there, Pile 3. If you chose Birch as your pile, and you also chose this irregular, well, not irregular, this unique freeform rose quartz, we have your reading. Right off the bat, Birch makes me think of Björk, the singer, the Icelandic singer Björk, because that's what her name means in Icelandic. And I'm getting the sense that, because whenever I read about her and when I see Icelandic people in general, she's very unique looking for her nationality. She's very unique looking for the place where she's in. So maybe you also have that similar thing going on, where wherever you are from or whatever your ethnicity, culture may be, you may have a very unique look to you. She's got dark hair. I can't remember what color her eyes are, but most Icelanders, I think, have light hair. I'm also getting maybe a pale skin, so maybe you are a lot more pale looking for your ethnicity. I know I can be. And also with this freeform rose quartz, you chose the only one that didn't really have a form, so you may be very unique looking in general. Definitely a rare beauty. But birch is very interesting. It's a very magical tree. I know you can pick up the bark from it if it's fallen off the tree, and you can write on it and make wishes on it. So you may be very in tune with nature as well. I know the singer Björk is as well. So, and you may also be a fan of her. So let's see what the rest of your oracles say to get an energy of on your looks, on what makes you beautiful or even uniquely beautiful, and then we'll go into the tarot for anything more, as well as advice cards. So we're going to start with Hermit. Light attributes: seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. Shadow attributes: withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. You know what's funny? I think Björk says a lot in her interviews. I'm sorry, this isn't meant to be about her, but I am a big fan of her. She also says that she would like to have like a lighthouse for an actual house out in the middle of nowhere in Iceland and just live by herself with a piano. And I'm like, maybe part of what makes you beautiful is your ability to be by yourself and not need anybody else and just live your own beautiful little life. But let's move on. Healing the heart, power of self-love. Cordelia, go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. That is funny that goes next to the hermit. So stop being a hermit and go outside. But also, again, that nature, this is such flower child energy with all these flowers, the flower crown, and the fairies and stuff. And then the wasteland, sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. Again, with that nature, you might just really love being in nature, pile 3. Maybe that's part of what your beauty is that you're a natural beauty. You may not wear a lot of makeup or put stuff on your face. You may only wear like natural makeup, maybe mineral makeup, just anything that isn't, you don't wear a lot of chemicals on your face, and I understand that fully. I did go through my coconut oil phase where I just use coconut oil for everything, and maybe you're also this way. But with the hermit and go outside, maybe you are a rare beauty, not so much in that you look different from everybody else, but that you don't get outside much, and whenever you do, people are just like, oh wow. Because sometimes it's this energy of having isolated yourself from a lot of the I don't want to say the outside world, but when you don't look at fashion or beauty trends, you kind of develop your own style and your own way of looking. And this is apparent in the way you style yourself and the way you look. Like you look unique because you're not following what everybody else is doing. You're very much doing your own energy and your own thing. Maybe you dress in a way that you like to dress. You don't care how anybody else is dressing. You don't care what the current trends of them now. You probably dress very much for yourself to accent your natural beauty, like your natural curves, your natural body type. I'm also getting that with this just because of how You can see her silhouette. She also looks very unique. With healing the heart, the power of self-love, you may have had to work a lot on your own self-love and accepting yourself for how you look, especially with this card next to it. She just looks so distraught and in distress here. And you've had to really tend to your own way of being. Maybe you understood from a young age that you are very different from everybody else. Maybe you really do look different from everybody. Maybe you're the only person with a certain skin color where you are. Maybe you're the only person with a certain hair color where you are, or you just look so different, and that has made you believe that you are not pretty. You, or at least conventionally pretty, you denounce the notions of conventional beauty because you know beauty comes from within, and it comes from really focusing on what it is that makes you look good. And I'm talking about both inside and out, mostly outside, because maybe your unique beauty has made you not want to go outside for fear of being mocked or being stared at for too long. Maybe people know right away, oh, you're not from here, you look different, so they stare at you. This happened, I'm going to share a story of my sister. She went to South Korea, and she looks very different from what South Koreans look like. I'm not going to mention anything, I'm just going to leave it there. So she got stared at a lot. So of course that made her uneasy, but unfortunately she was there for school. She couldn't just stay in all day. But I imagine if she didn't have to go to school, or if she didn't want to so desperately, or not desperately, but so, if she didn't want to see the rest of this country that she's never been in and wants to explore, she probably would have stayed inside all day. So that may be the kind of energy that you are in. Maybe you don't want people to critique how you look. You may have a disability, and maybe you don't want people to look at you, or maybe you have, I don't know, just something that sets you apart. But the truth is, this is part of what makes you gorgeous. Maybe if it's a speech impediment, maybe it looks charming to other people. You may not like it, but people really, really love it. You know, why be quiet when you can continue talking and just spread that uniqueness out to you? Or, I don't know, just something about you is different and you can't help it. And rather than being kept inside, you need to share this with the world, because being able to present yourself is going to allow people to see the beauty that is you. Inside, it's there. Your beauty is very much there. You have such a beautiful heart. You have such a love of nature, such a love for yourself. It's growing. You're working on it. But your beauty is not meant to be kept inside. I'm thinking of girls just want to have fun. Some men take a beautiful girl and hide her away from the rest of the world. You could have also had family or other people who kept you away from everybody because of how you look, and they don't want you. They don't want to let the world see you this way. You're not meant to be kept inside. Your beauty is supposed to show and really wow the rest of the world. Yeah, I get the feeling that especially parents may do this with their daughters as they're getting older and they're really coming into their womanhood or something. They just don't want them to see, or they may force them to cover up even more because, oh no, they don't want people to look at their long legs, or they don't want. But first of all, I hope you're 18 and over, because these readings are designed for people older than that. But maybe if this was the case with you growing up, you have not come into that energy of being able to flaunt what you have. And I'm not saying you have to, show it off too much, but you definitely are allowed to dress, for your body type. You are allowed to dress well and beautifully and nicely. I'm not saying that you should be dressing inappropriately, but definitely you're allowed to wear that dress. You're allowed to wear that makeup. You're allowed to wear, I don't know, there's just so many stigmas around certain clothing, makeup, and whatever. Like, I know in some cultures they consider makeup to be things that only a prostitute would wear, which is ridiculous. Yeah, don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. You be yourself, because you're beautiful. You allow yourself to glow. That was my dog, if you heard that, and that's confirmation that yes, girl, go out there and shine and be beautiful and slay. But if this sounds like you, then let's move on with your tarot, my dear lovely pile 3. Maybe we can ask some questions about how to get out of this Hermit energy, because it may be something that you're not doing on purpose. Maybe it's just something that comes to you naturally. All right, tarot for my pile 3. We have Strength, King of Swords, Knight of Swords, Judgment, 7 of Cups, and then to clarify these, using the same deck, we have Death, King of Cups, 8 of Cups, Ace of Swords, and 8 of Wands. All right, so yeah, you've oh, okay, back of the deck energy. Queen of Cups, this is beautiful. All right, so the Strength here is really signifying you coming out of this, whatever it was that was holding you back, that made you think that your unconventional beauty was somehow something that should be ridiculed or not shown to other people, which is ridiculous. The Death here is, once you figured that out, once you crossed that threshold of understanding that your beauty is not something to hide away, but a source of strength and something that really was beautiful, that really is something to be praised. It's like your mind shifted forever. What died was those insecurities. What died was all the things that were holding you back and making you think that you were not great. And what was born was this strength. And in your strength, there is beauty. You might have red hair, because I know red hair is like one of the rarest hair types out there. Maybe you were shamed for having red hair. Maybe you dyed it because you didn't want people to see it, or you didn't know what to do with it. But the truth is, why dye such a rare hair color, especially when people love it? Or if you have like hair of a certain texture, maybe you were doing things to it that made it look, you know, like everybody else's hair, whether that was straightening it chemically or getting perms to change the texture. It's like, why do that when you have such beautiful hair that is naturally a certain way that not everybody has it? It's that kind of thing. With the King of Swords and the King of Cups, you have a lot of admirers. First of all, just because there's a lot of men here looking at something like they're in awe. Well, this isn't a man, but it's a monkey. But still, it's looking at this lotus sun in awe. This guy looks like you probably do draw a lot of attention. And maybe you're not used to this, and maybe it makes you a bit shy. I understand that. Like, I think to this day, I still, either I'm not aware people are checking me out, or I don't like being checked out. Which, again, understandable, but you do draw attention, but not in a bad way. With the Swords and the Cups, you're very unique, because Swords is very open-minded, and Cups is very nurturing, very loving. So you're adored, believe it or not. You could also see these kings as yourself, somebody who's had to really master their mind in a way that lets you be confident enough to know your worth and to know that your beauty is acceptable. Same thing with the Cups. These are both cards of, well, all the King cards are cards of acceptance. But the King of Cups is being confident and comfortable in your own emotions. So yeah, I'm getting that you're definitely already there or very close to getting there, pile 3. With Knight of Swords, this is communication. There may be a lot of, you may get a lot of compliments. The truth is, once you really step into this confident mode, you may get a lot of compliments on your unique look. And this may even help you really accept your beauty for what it is. With the 8 of Cups, this is a leaving behind something. Again, you're leaving behind the environment that led you to believe that you were not beautiful, or that your looks were too weird, or that you just were not conventionally beautiful. With Judgment, again, it's funny, they both look like they're leaving behind something. This one's a little bit more far along, but they both look like they're headed towards something better. This one toward the light of the moon, this one toward the light of this lotus flower. With Ace of Swords, I love this imagery of cutting this knot. You could take the knot to be the problem, which was people seeing your uniqueness and mistaking it for ugliness, and you're cutting through that. Because something tells me you were always very sure of yourself until I think whatever environment you were in somehow made you believe that you weren't, that you were not. So yeah, this is you clearing that muck, clearing all those thoughts that somehow you're not worthy. With the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Wands is how quickly you were able to shift your luck, how quickly you were able to really embrace this feeling of love that your looks gave you. Like it's almost like in you accepting how you looked and how you were born, you were able to really fully love yourself. Because some people say, well, the outside doesn't matter. It can matter, and it does, unfortunately. So once you were able to accept that, you just felt the King and the Queen of Cups here, you felt a sense of emotional fulfillment. The Seven of Cups here, it's like doors opened up for you. You have all of these options now. And one of them may even be to work in like the beauty industry, maybe the modeling industry, something that you didn't think you could do, is what I'm getting. But it's opened so many doors regardless, because once you are confident with yourself and with how you look, the world is your oyster. You're able to do so much. And there's even a pearl here. I think that's a pearl. There's a pearl here. But yeah, it's such a beautiful journey, Pile 3. And I think even this journey itself is part of what makes you beautiful. Learning not to listen to the naysayers and people who want to put you down. So let's move on to your advice cards. We have the Work Your Light Tarot, Rebecca Campbell. And we have Birthing a New Age, Birthing New Creations, Dreaming a New World into Being. Wow. And the ever unfolding rose, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. Those are some very powerful cards to have, Pile 3, but I'm not surprised, because something tells me that not only are your looks or whatever about you very impactful and very, you'll probably empower people who have gone through something similar to you. And that itself is birthing a new age. You may be inspiring people to accept themselves. With the never unfolding rose, something tells me this journey is not over, and there's just going to be even more layers of your beauty and yourself that are going to unfold. And whatever you've gone in the past, it's happening for you, not to you. It's more like I hate saying things like this because I don't believe we all have to suffer, but you had to go through what you went through in order to tell the story you have now and to inspire you, and for it to bring you good things to you. I did mention a pearl earlier, and pearls start from a grain of sand. All right, some tea leaf cards for you. We have dolphin. You might like dolphins. Financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. Yeah. I think that's one of the things that's unfolding, is a good career for you. Fan. You might have a lot of fans. Romance, celebration, party. And fly. A period of ill health, depression. I think this is in the past. I'm pretty sure this is in the past. At one point you probably felt like this fly, but now you feel like this gorgeous, fun, happy dolphin. And you have a lot of adoring fans. It's almost like this fan shoot away this fly. I'm also thinking of like when the law of attraction, when you feel amazing and beautiful, you stop attracting so many flies and you start attracting beautiful things to you. And this is clearly what this is about, Pile 3. With the ever unfolding rose, there might just be so many things in your future that you're not even aware of. Romance, celebration, party, financial gain. You may be able, because of this confidence and because of this uniqueness to you, it may not even be a physical feature, it may be something else. But because of this unique beauty, it's going to unfold so many paths for you, so many things, so many options. It's almost like you're not going to know what to do with yourself. So I do encourage you to surround yourself with good people that you trust, and to really take the time to consider everything that is being shown to you. This may be something to do with mental health. Maybe this is something you want to help people with. But with birthing a new age, you're definitely creating something amazing and something beautiful. And I cannot wait to see what it is, because something tells me I probably will hear about it, just because of how impactful these two cards feel right now. And because your energy, it's very calm and very, very grounded. Like, it's weird. Like, I sense that you went through some hardships, but it wasn't emotional. It's more like you were watching it and you were being very aware of it. And you definitely didn't like it, or you, at the very least, you understood it wasn't good for you. So to have that clear-mindedness, that clear-headedness, and that grounded heart, it's very unique. And I could definitely see you doing amazing things with this in the future. But that is all I have for you today, Pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and thank you for letting me be in this energy. It is lovely. It is definitely beautiful. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye.